to add a little bit of extra engage potential here for this squad. It also feels like for the bros, they need a go button. They need an ease of getting in there and starting a scrap.
I mean, Gideon's really been trying to make something happen at the top lane, just hasn't come through, other than getting that flash early, which is back up now.
Yeah, that's the problem. They haven't been able to get enough done, and now Clear just has it again. And let's see whether they can actually kill him, though, as he does have the dominance available. He will need to press it, and he may not be able to. He doesn't! He's just chain CC'd and taken out. That is a beautiful first blood to be picked up here by the bros. Ground as Raptor does have this Drake down to below half as Gideon comes in and looks to try and capitalize. Roamer is over here, and you can see Vikla down there as well. Solar Flare comes through. True Shot Barrage, a lot of damage as the Drake is taken by Gideon. Raptor trying to get out, but he's unable to do so, and now Diablo has to let those feathers fly. Pulls them back, and now Gideon, the gorgeous Vault Breaker flash to pick up the kill onto Kellen, and the bros with 3 in a row and no answer from BNK make that 4.
Gideon get a great flash.
Yeah, that was very, very cute. You can see now we're going to try and kill Diablo as well, and he will be able to do so very comfortably. Gorgeously played. All right.
Yeah,
so having a good time.
So in the replay had that available, so was really strong going into that.
Oh, now I'm looking a little bit aggressive as well here. As you can see, Gideon making his way back down towards that bottom side as well. Solar Flare is going to be avoided, at least for the stun, but Diablo, no Feather Storm, no chance, and he is just taken out once again. 5-0 here for the bros, approaching a 3,000 gold lead. Extra plates as Namgung making his way down towards his bottom side once again. They get the information, Battle Dance gets Kellen out of there. As Gideon goes in, Vault Breaker doesn't quite connect, but Roma makes his way over immediately. Flash forward from Namgung as they lock down this Pantheon, but he absorbs so much of the pressure. There's the grand entrance as well as Clear makes his way amongst it. They're looking for that shutdown, and I think they're going to get it as Gideon very barely gonna go down as they trade it for the Renekton. Big shutdown money though over to Clear, and it's BNK that actually come out on top 2-1 as Kellen makes his way out as well.
Exactly what you want for this situation, and Raptor going to be able to back off and heal. Has the ult. We see Vikla forced away here, but a trade up to BNK FEARX, and
so much money, man. Look at that. Yeah. They cut the gold lead in half with that play. And with this turret going down as well, that is first turret blood going on over. So that is just going to even things out almost entirely.
On the Dragon, but they're trying to push in now.
Yeah, it's like Vikla and Raptor looking to try and take this crab, but the Dragon is just taken away in front of them. It's a Hextech Soul as well this game.
Okay, I think it's honestly okay to have given up the Dragon if you've lost. Oh, Clear.
Clear needs to decide not to die, I think, as we are just going to peek to see who's making their way up, as there's the flash and the big Nara into the wall, and Casting just grabs the solo bolo. Nothing Kellen could do to help him with that one.
Nara just runs away in the side lane, but the fact it's happening already, he's got like a 2-level lead, and it's not going to get better, it's only going to get worse.
Yep. Well, Clear is going to see what he can do here with Raptor now in tow. Casting just narring them both into the wall. Kellen making his way down now, though. And Gideon's going to get on in here, and I don't think he's going to be enough to save Casting. That's a great Vault Breaker, though, and they might be able to get one. There is Kellen falling down, but now Gideon is in trouble. Vault Breaker with a double knockback as the Aegis comes through one more time, but cease and desist says goodbye to the Pantheon. It's a double as Gideon is angry after falling down earlier on, and now Clear, can you actually stay alive as Namgung is delivered to the turret, but down will go the Crocodile, and the bros back on the horse once again.
So well played there by Gideon. It felt like his ability spacing was so good throughout that, and so much was committed by BNK FEARX to take down this Gnar, and they paid heavily for that kill.
And it means now 2.4k
FEARX, so they just don't have any vision there. Oh.
Right. Roamer is now taking a lot of damage, though, as Vikla is just going to flash over the top towards him. Gideon down in position, though, now as cease and desist comes in, but Gideon may actually be overextended. Namgung's making his way in, but there's a teleport from the Crocodile. Weaver's Wall to deliver this to Leah. Back into the fight, and down goes Vikla. Raptor in trouble. Tries to pick it up, and he does manage to take down Roamer, but it's a 2-for-1, as now Clear looking to try and get on top of Teddy, as Kellen looks to get over that. That arcane shift was absolutely insane, or was it a flash? They both look pretty similar, and Teddy makes his way out.
I was certain he was dead in that situation. He had the flash, had the arcane shift, but you know, Kellen was ready for him as well. This is a done deal for this Dragon.
Oh yeah, that's Soul Point over to the bros as well. And one more Drake away from Hextech Soul is just kind of ridiculous.
Ramp it up, and Gideon has like a 40 CS lead over Raptor, so he's so far ahead.
Well, there is a Na to come out here from casting. Gets back to mini Na to try and boost that speed. Has the boomerang. And in comes the Pantheon. There's the stun, and down goes casting. Good pick off here by BNK. But where is the cross map for the bros?
Try and make sure that doesn't happen.
And that is continuing here as Diablo does at least get up to it.
I mean, if the wave comes in, and he ought to, this should be a gone.
All right, and yeah, basically one shot.
Finally gets it down. So I can push that wave a little bit deeper and try and get some vision towards this topside jungle.
Does feel like BNK have somewhat stabilized this game, though. A little bit worrisome here for the bros. All right, there's a grand entrance, but an engage onto a Leona is not exactly the best thing. He gets exhausted, and they're still looking for it. And I'm going to go down, but the rest of the bros not actually opting in for anything as Roma will get tagged here by Clear. They're pretty nifty. They're nifty lizards. But they're not as scary as crocodiles, it's absolutely true. As Kellen and Namgung, once again, some supportive combat, but you can see Gideon making his way in. Kellen will find the quickness there to charm up both of them, and Gideon's going to go down to his GA very, very quickly. Namgung now going to be the next target as Diablo. Free hitting is there, the shot line, it finds two! As Vikla gets the angle, Teddy's taken down, and BNK cannot be stopped! Everyone getting taken out of this fight, and it's only Roma left over. BNK, they should be able to take themselves a Baron, take themselves a Drake. This game is flipped on its head.
And that's the 5v5 they were waiting for. Vikla with that beautiful shuffle coming in and clutching it. And now, Baron in pocket. Dragon's coming up soon. They will be able to move over to that. They've got time. Everything is just turned around in this game.
But Vikla finds the perfect angle. We're going to have a look at it from his perspective here. As he's letting everyone know that he's coming, he's ready. And oh, what a beautiful flash. Man. Okay, we talk about like it was the year of Dudu yesterday on the casts, what we were hearing about.
I don't know what the limit's going to be for BNK FEARX. Like this level of form for Vikla just really puts another level to this team entirely.
And we were talking about the bros potentially winning Worlds.
There's the evolution from there, and it seems like Vikla stepping up in this way is really going to take them to another level. And now they're the ones with about the 3,000 gold lead that we saw Bro kind of have throughout this game. But to be able to push down this tower as well. Oh, Diablo a little bit chunked.
He has taken every single true shot barrage. Into the back line does go Gideon as Diablo over the wall, pulls back the feathers and keeps himself alive. Another gorgeous shuffle as Vikla comes in to save the day. And somehow Diablo is still standing, and I think the bros are not after that one, as it looks like BNK are looking to push down mid lane for the win.
Must be so disheartening for Gideon. Comes in on the flank, finds the 80 carry so close to taking him down before he uses that ultimate. But it does come through, the feathers come in, and BNK FEARX turn it around, and now a huge gold lead. The state of the game, you know, blink and you miss it, because Bro was so far ahead for so much this game, and now it looks like it's just over.
Yeah. It's looking pretty doomed here as casting in a lot of trouble. Vikla looking to finish off a couple of extra kills as Namgung desperately trying to hold them at bay, but it's not going to work out as casting. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get much of an R here, and he does not. It's a double kill for Vikla, and well-deserved. Moving to 5-1 and 8 here as they look to take down the Nexus here in game number 1. And man, the bros, to quote Skara once again.
First time we're seeing Aatrox. I think I was talking about the Gwen earlier, but maybe the matchup into the Ambassador can be a little bit tricky. But definitely some extra damage as well.
We can make it to those 3 items that have looked incredibly broken so far this season. As Vikla looking to try and make his way in, but hits kind of nothing on
that was a nice root.
Well played, but Raptor is now going to make his way forward, gets the flash out, but immediate follow as Wind becomes lightning, and Vikla, can he find some Winds of War? The Justice Punch will do it, and First Blood goes to the Galio as the year of Vikla continues. And we'll be locking this one away. Can still do some pretty ridiculous things in team fights against a whole bunch of champions that are largely melee range, and there are 3 of them that certainly fit that bill. As now Vikla with the Phase Rush is looking to try and make his way out here as Gideon throws down the pillar, and Vikla could be in a whole host of trouble. There's the Rune Prison. Does get the Justice Punch down, though, as Gideon does pick up the kill, but now Raptor gets his way in there. Let's see whether he can actually make something happen. 2 versus 1, though, and it's not looking good, as Roma will find a lot of damage onto this Xin Zhao. No flash, and Roma looks to find a good sidestep, and Raptor will keep himself alive.
You're so much tankier when you are one of the squishier engaged supports.
Oh, Roma just making his way out of taunt range. And Gideon grubs happening once again as he does take away the first one. Should be able to grab the second as well, as Raptor is busy dealing with Roma here in this mid lane. Casting going to get chained up, but does manage to break those pretty comfortably. Namgung is going to get his way out of this Tribe Rush.
And able to mitigate it. I thought, looking at the wave coming in, looking at Gideon being there, I thought they were just going to dive and he was going to be down, but able to survive and create some space, and now a dive on the bot side.
Yep, see whether they can take down Teddy here, as there's a heroic entrance as well, as Teddy now trying to turn it on to Kellen. Winds of War come in, that is going to be Vikla grabbing that kill, as now Namgung is just going to flash to get on top of Raptor. Does manage to take him out, but it's a 2-for-1 in the dive on the bottom side. So BNK looking all right there, and now have themselves a decent little advantage as well.
He was grabbing aggro, just unfortunately Kellen was a little bit faster on the trigger. Well, not faster, just reacted well.
Yeah.
All in all, BNK FX, I think, happy with how the dive panned out, but Gideon instantly responds and picks up the Dragon Rush.
Works out. Quest completion here for both of our top laners already. Going to be the first ones that have been put together, as there's public execution towards Clear. World Ender does come on down, Sundered Sky to try and get that health bar back, but Gideon makes his way in, and I don't think Clear is going to find a way out of this one. Heroic Entrance comes in though, and maybe I spoke too soon. Great knock up, and Gideon will be taken down. And now Casting, I don't know whether the Alcove Gaming is going to work out, because now the Bash Bros make their way in to defend their Aatrox, and it's a double for Vikla.
It's just his year, isn't it? It's just the year of Vikla. He's just on form.
Watch out, World Championship. Vikla's coming back to North America. As all right, Namgung now going to start a fight up against Diablo once again. The Wild Growth comes in, as there's Roma with the ulti, and that is going to spell the end of both bot laners. The year of Vikla continues though, as he just dives on top of Teddy, wipes out a fair bit of the damage. I think Vikla will be dead now, but Namgung's in a bit of trouble. Justice punch. Oh, the dash cannon missed. Faker used to do last year, right? He was the one that didn't build like a defensive item first. He's like, no, we're just going glass cannon gargoyle.
It's so fun, to be honest. You know.
Yep.
So I kind of respect it.
And it is going to be first turret going over to the Bros. And they should be able to claim themselves a gold advantage. As you can see, it is teetering back and forth, but finally 600 gold in the lead here for the Bros, as they do take down that outer bottom lane turret. So nicely done. Happy to have that in our very first series of the day. As all right, possible dive onto Clear once again. Difficult to dive in Aatrox now that he has an item or two put together, and now he's looking for an angle here. We'll be able to chain up Casting and gets not tagged by the public execution. Now the World Ender does come down, finds a good double knock up there with the Q, and this is the danger we were talking about. They do take him down, and Namgung successfully tanked up that turret, and then they take it down. The trade will be the outer in the mid lane, as now Teddy could be in a little bit of trouble here, and by a little bit I mean a lot, as Diablo grabs his first of the game and augments that with this turret going down as well. Triple grubs though, and an inner turret on the docket here for the Bros, looking to try and grab that one at the same time, as there is the Realm Warp, but it was a little bit of a fake out there as Roma decides not to take it. Casting moving in, as Diablo now might be the target, but Raptor does have now a big circle around him. Gargoyle comes in to try and help them out, as Casting hit by the Winds of War and taken down by Diablo. Make that 2 for the Yunara.
Focus on trying to make this happen, but they are being pushed in the mid lane.
All right, Gideon wrapping around, looking for Raptor.
Oh, he's going for it.
I didn't say wrap for that reason, but it did kind of work out. It's got a teleport to bring the Aatrox in, and let's see whether the Bros can keep themselves alive. There is the Crescent Guard. But a little bit of a disengage here by the Bros, and a bit invested at the start of this fight as Vikla gets himself out of there. And now the re-engage, the Quadra Taunt from Vikla as he looks to make his presence known. Vikla trying to get the work done, but already the Lulu goes down. Raptor dead as well, as Vikla's so close to going down. And Diablo falls, but Clear is massive. They should be able to take him out though. The CC is too much, and the Bros stand tall and wipe out BNK.
Should just be able to pick up the Baron off the back of this. It looked like a huge engage from Vikla, but I think they just didn't have the follow-up to finish out the fight.
So much of the power budget of this composition is around the heroic entrance actually doing something.
Yeah.
And in that last fight, it certainly was not able to do much of anything at all.
And also just Yunara being able to auto-attack and not being half HP.
That is certainly good too.
Yeah, so now...
Well, we got another one. as the Baron still around the bros, as now Raptor caught out. Good pillar position here from Gideon as Audacious Charge gets Raptor out of the way, as in goes the public execution. Casting though going down so incredibly low. Down goes Vikla though, it may not be his year after all, as the snipe from Teddy's too good. Double kill here for the Varus, and Diablo, not a whole lot he can do, and the hook is gonna land. Namgung having such a better day here today compared to their first day out against DK, and they're looking to take this inner turret at the same time.
Namgung's just been on fire. I feel like getting so much value in these fights, but the target selection is so good here, and bro, I mean, this game looks firmly in their control. I mean, last game, it felt like they weren't able to push their advantage, but now with an 8,000 gold lead, look at all these towers they're picking up.
Oh man, it is going to be 10K by the end of this, as Kellen, oh look, the little Lulu that could. Not quite able to even deal with a minion wave here as BNK, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to be getting out of the bros to finish this one off. But right now, a fight has started. Gideon looking relatively low, but he is Trundle, so doesn't feel too worried about it. Heroic entrance comes on through, but Vikla just melts like butter, and Teddy's untouched in this fight. Hit by the Infernal Chains, but he just takes the Aatrox down, and Raptor and Kellen just left wondering where their teammates have gone. The bros looking to break down the front door, and they may just end the game right here. 10,000 gold the lead, and we felt like maybe after that comeback victory in game number 1 for BNK, the bros would be broken. But no, that is not what the bros stands for in the bros. It stands for brotherhood, and it stands for winning game 2, so that we can have as much League of Legends as possible. Nexus down, on to the next.
She got nerfed pretty hard in the jungle, and her clear is painfully slow now. So keeping pace in the jungle is quite hard. As a Poppy.
Look for the angle, side flash here from Vikla to try and continue the assault. As Steadfast Presence comes on down, Shockwave to pull back the Poppy. And he does have to flash to get himself to safety. Meanwhile, battle towards the bottom side of the map as the Unbreakable Will for Kellen keeps him alive. And BNK able to dish back more than what they were given. Pretty impressive stuff here. Good sidestep as there's the pulverize onto both. Teddy now looking a bit worse for wear as the flash forward, and Diablo picks up the kill in the duo. Killer instinct as he looks for Namgung at the same time. Now the minion wave. Oh dear, I think this is a dead Braum, and it is. Kellen walks it off, and it is 2 kills to start the game for Diablo.
We've seen double carry compositions work before, but it's so important that your carries are strong.
Yeah.
So now when you're already seeing Teddy down 900 gold.
Oh, culling to come on through here as Kellen is going to be the one to tank it up. Pulverize onto Namgung as the flash forward to try and lock this one down. Kellen, no Unbreakable Will, so he is very dead as Teddy continues to fight towards Diablo. There's a concussive, blows the barrier. Is it going to be enough? The answer's no. Piercing light, and Teddy finds the double back in the faces of those who just took 2 away from them. But he'll pick up that wave. And you've got Casting also doing the same thing, going to meet that minion wave as it passes the inner turret. Okay, top lane is just not really doing too much. It's a teleport towards this bottom side of the map. Okay, it's Clear making his way in, but already Kellen is just dead. Double knockup does come through, but the door is in position. And I don't know about that one, BNK. I'm going to put that in the whoopsie column. Just not with enough power around the map. Casting it rotated down from that top side as well. An unstoppable onslaught can get him there at a moment's notice. So Gideon going to be able to take this dragon without too much contest.
And honestly, Gideon's done a good job of keeping up a farm. Like I said, they slow down Poppy's clear, reduce the damage to jungle monsters.
Possible con for the bros, and that is their 2-threat composition. That was the fact that, okay, we've got a shockwave here in the mid lane. The flash forward from Clear, and Roma, he's dead.
Not much you can do there, I'm going to be honest. No flash, you're kind of stuck. Gideon gets a stun, but can't really do more.
Yep, Heroic Charge is going to be able to work there, but now Clear looking for Gideon. Does get the knockup. Cyclone comes down. Glacial Fissure is there, though. That is a decoy. And so that is not going to be the prize that the bros are looking for.
They did take out that decoy, though. That was good. And you can see Roma was a bit hesitant, kind of knew it was maybe coming, but once you've walked up, you are kind of doomed. Now should be able to get this Herald. Yep. Can you get the eye, though?
Looking for a fight here as Gideon down relatively low. Vikla looking for Roma. Scatter the Weak does come on through. Force of Will throws a blue buff at him. That was pretty cute. But they are starting to fight with a little bit more gusto. And the game is very, very even. Another shockwave to come through as Vikla is just going to find a solo kill. And Gideon going to help finish that one off. And things still going pretty well for the Bros. We're going to check this one out one more time. Yeah, it just kind of shockwaves him.
Yeah, so much damage. And in the end, it ends up being more gold for the Bros because they get an assist as well.
Roma only has Flash to try and get out of the way.
Yeah.
They do decide to go for an engage. So that summoner spell is going to be so important as the Bros looking for a bit of a fight here, but there is Gideon being thrown around like a ragdoll, tries to heroically charge his way out, but a Void Seeker is going to be able to connect to find him. Still the Bros looking for the fight as Namgung going down very, very low, but it's Raptor that dies first. Clear gets into the backline, and so does Diablo as the Killer Instinct comes through. Teddy takes the Acathian Rain with him to the grave as it's a double kill for Clear. And now Casting has a very large health bar, but he wants to get the heck out of dodge, and he will successfully escape because he is very difficult to kill at this stage of the game. But BNK win themselves the fight pretty handily. The game is all tied up, extraordinarily even here in this game number 3 decider between the Bros and BNK. I think much closer than a lot of people I think would have expected.
I think this is a problem, right? Your carries are mid-range, right, with Lucian and Syndra, and they have to do so much
around that. I'm not entirely sure where the next objective is going to be, but you can see Clear having a very good time here towards this top side. We'll be able to wipe out this top lane out of turret. Raptor looking for a wraparound once again. Got to stop saying Rap and Raptor in the same sentence. Sounds a bit weird. As Q going to get charged up, so Raptor does get knocked up. Gideon looking for a bit of an angle. Unstoppable Onslaught does come in as they get rid of the cow. And now Namgung looking a little worse for wear, but Diablo out of this fight almost completely. Raptor, great defensive Cyclone as Kellen goes in. Namgung, I don't know about that flash, but it was aggressive. I like the idea, just didn't quite work out as Diablo gets into the backline, supercharges to get himself out, but I don't know whether that's what he wanted to do. The unleashed power comes through from the Syndra, and Kellen is hunting down Teddy. The flash in from Clear to finish off the 80 carry, and now Roma is running for the hills. It is a 2-for-1 so far, but Gideon likely to die as well. Oh, never mind. Not quite able to get that last hit, but Casting not going to be so lucky as Scat of the Week comes in, and down will go the cow. Most of the way towards level 18 right now, or half the way, I should say. As all right, Infernal Drake goes over to BNK. Now they're looking for a potential fight here. Let's see what they can actually find. Good knock up onto Diablo there from Casting, who's just putting himself in front of the Bros like a brick wall standing stalwart. The Commodore himself. Scat of the Week is fantastic. Unstoppable Onslaught comes down as well as they get rid of the Rek'Sai from the fight. Kellen is just trying to distract as best he can, but he goes down. And there's the shockwave, but it's more defensive than anything else, and the Bros stand their ground. But Clear is putting the pressure on, right? This inner turret is going to fall, and that is not no money. That is a 3,300 gold advantage before the tower even goes down.
And Casting doesn't have TP, so you have to send Roma down there.
Take this dragon, and there is a Syndra now trying to deal with this Rek'Sai, but it means that BNK can walk up. They get full information, teleport to bring Roma in to make this a 5 versus 5, as teleports are coming in everywhere as well. Shockwave only hits onto Casting, but look at the Baron. It's going to be secured by the Bros, and they just walk their way out. BNK just a little slow.
So obviously, Baron for Dragon, we've seen those trades and often, very often favor the Baron. But the thing is, Baron with so much less gold than it used to be. So I feel like BNK FEARX are okay that you took it. But if you get structures from it, then, okay, they've gotten one tower. That's a good reward. You can see the Baron power play starting to build up in Bro's favor.
And BNK, before the Baron went down, actually increased their gold by a lot. Oh god, okay. Roma is likely to just be dead. He's just dead.
That's not good.
No, I'm going to put that in the cons column as well. Not quite working out because you'd mentioned 2-threat comp. Now it's 1 threat. It's just Teddy. And the Baron that they were going to try and use to push down and get structures, well, it's Diablo is getting plates as Teddy looks to try and cull him. Had a minion wave there, which I believe just saved Diablo's life, as now the fight is on for real. Remember, the Roma is not there. Casting moving in, Clear down very, very low, but remember, this Rek'Sai is so powerful. Still, it is going to be the kill onto the Wukong. Taking the tunnel out is Clear, but there are the knockups from Kellen as the shockwave gigantic from Vikla. Remember whose year it is, ladies and gentlemen. It might be Teddy's, as he does actually manage to get some work done. But Casting, he's the last man standing on this Scion, and he's not going to be able to stop Vikla this year. As, oh dear, the Rek'Sai on the flank angle looking for Teddy, has to settle for a knock-up onto Casting as the 2-man shockwave does come on forward. Ulti out from Namgung doesn't do too much of anything at all. But the Pros, they stand tall. Health bars looking a little worse for Wear, but they are all still alive. Only one ultimate still remaining as Clear looks for a little bit of an angle here onto Gideon. And meanwhile in the 4v4, the flash forward, the Cyclone's massive and the killer instinct from Diablo as he gets into the backline, wipes out the bottom lane immediately. And there is Clear finding Gideon. Void Rush to take down the jungler. And now Raptor and Clear are looking for the angle onto Roma, who is now the only one still alive. And that was the opposite of what happened in the last fight, but that may spell the end of the game as BNK. I mean, it took them a while this time around, but it looks like they are going to be able to take down the pros here in this series.
And Raptor coming in clutch, you know, found that pick on Aroma previously, and they're finding that snapping engage right at the end. That was quite a dangerous game. That ult is still available.
Yeah.
I'd be a little careful if I were you.
He broke his arm guard, so he does need to be very, very careful. There's Scat of the Week and a flash, but I don't know whether Roma's going to be able to do anything. There go the Nexus turrets. Headbutt pulverized from Kellen as they celebrate with a final kill. Diablo locks that one down, and BNK FEARX going to go 2-0 on the week, but the pros, they made him work for it.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.